माँ बेटे की सरकार गई, वो बच नहीं सकती।
That's the assessment by BJP's prime ministerial candidate after polling for the 7th phase came to a close with 105 seats still left to go to polls. The attacks continued to be personal. There was a sharp reaction from Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to Modi's like a daughter comment in an interview.
मेरे पिता राजीव गांधी थे, देश के लिए शहीद हुए हैं और मेरे दिल में और मेरे मन में कभी उनका कंपैरिजन किसी भी और इंसान के साथ नहीं हो सकता।
Not just that, the Congress ran to the Election Commission saying the FIR against Modi for his impromptu press conference to the media are not just enough. He should in fact be arrested along with Amit Shah.
He should be arrested because that's a cognizable offense and arrest is immediate.
As the elections enter the last lap, it's a do-or-die situation for both the political parties. While the Congress has been on the back foot since the beginning of the campaign, the big question is, has the BJP got overconfident in the last lap? High rhetoric, personal attacks and polarization have been the hallmark of the elections of 2014. But the question on everybody's mind is just who's going to make it to the finishing line. And joining me today on this debate is Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Rajiv Shukla representing the Congress. Also with me is Mr. Piyush Goyal, who's the Treasurer and a senior leader of the BJP. My first question comes to you, Mr. Piyush Goyal. Already Narendra Modi, after the elections of 30th of April, has said that the Ma Beta Sarkar is out and it is the consolidation phase. Somewhere, many say that this is a representation of what really happened in 2004, where the BJP got overconfident before time. Is the BJP once again getting into the overconfident mode, or are you really talking about a 300 seats for the NDA?
Well, I think there's no question of being overconfident. We are a very responsible party. Our leadership is on the job, on the field, day in and day out. As we speak, all our leaders are in different parts of the country campaigning very aggressively, and there's no let up at all in our campaign. As regards what Mr. Modi said, it is pretty much evident from the huge response that Mr. Modi and other senior leaders are getting. The anger of the people is absolutely perceptible. You can feel that the people want to throw out this absolutely inept and corrupt government, and you can feel that Mr. Modi today represents that symbol of hope and change, where people are flocking in such large numbers to support Mr. Modi and the BJP to form a stable and a good government at the center.
Mr. Rajiv Shukla, has the Congress lost the plot somewhere? Have you already given up to the BJP, given the kind of responses that we are seeing from congressmen? It's a complaint a day that you're taking to the Election Commission. Is the Congress somewhere nervous and underconfident?
First of all, Navika, I have got serious objection on this sentence that it was Ma Beta Sarkar. It is not a Ma Beta Sarkar. It's a duly elected, and it had got a genuine verdict of the people, Dr. Manmohan Singh Sarkar, Manmohan Singh's government. So saying that it's a Ma Beta Sarkar is wrong. Secondly, as far as BJP is concerned, I mean, you are absolutely right. They are not only, overconfident, but they, in order to mislead the people or the electorate, they are, they are trying to take a posture by which they are trying to project as if they have already won. The situation is that they are doing very bad in Punjab, they are doing very bad in Bihar, they are doing very bad in West Bengal, they are in Telangana also, they are doing quite badly. So in coming phases, they are not going to do as well as they are thinking of.
But Mr. Rajiv Shukla, if the BJP is not doing well in several pockets in the country, why is the Congress on a daily basis taking issues to the Election Commission? In fact, just yesterday, I mean, day before yesterday, you made a complaint about Modi's, statement actually coming out and talking to the media outside the polling booth. You took that issue to the Election Commission. After an FIR has been registered, now you're demanding the arrest under Section 130 of the Representation of People's Act. The question really is that aren't these signs of nervousness that the Congress is depicting?
No, not at all. I mean, both the parties are filing complaints in Election Commission. Now, Election Commissions, you know, I mean, their entire attitude is so strict that they want complaints to be filed if anything is going wrong. If something is against the provisions of the Election Commission's laws, then you can easily go and complain about it. So, BJP is also complaining against us, we are also complaining against BJP, other political parties are also approaching Election Commission. So, going to Election Commission does not mean that anybody or any political party or an individual is nervous. I mean, that's a wrong perception.
Mr. Piyush Goyal, the very fact that Narendra Modi came out and made an impromptu press statement outside the polling booth in Vadodara, the fact that he actually carried the symbol of the party in his hand, it's not something he's done before. Clearly, it was a gimmick that he was trying to do. Clearly, he was one way or the other thumbing his nose at the Election Commission because you knew something of that sort would be taken notice of. There would be complaints. So, is the BJP also trying to actually add the fuel to fire by actually thumbing their nose at the opposition parties, especially the Congress as well as the Election Commission?
There is no question of making any gimmick or trying to show the thumb to the Election Commission. We very much respect the autonomy and the sincere role that the Election Commission of India is doing. As regards the media bite and the response to the questions of the press.
No, I'm also talking about the holding of the symbol, the lotus symbol in the hand. That is a gimmick. I think
he was taking a selfie and possibly did not realize that it still continues to be in his hand. And just like very often when I'm talking, the hand movements are there. I think Mr. Modi, you must have observed in his speeches, in his interviews, very often there is a natural hand movement when a person
So you're
talks.
saying it wasn't deliberate, the holding of the lotus symbol was not a deliberate move?
But not at all. And in any case, he was outside the demarcated area around the polling booth. But the bigger issue, Navika ji, is to observe how the entire opposition is feeling so despondent, so perturbed with the huge surge that Mr. Modi and the BJP are evidently getting in terms of the people's support, that they are all ganging up. They have realized they have a failed leader who does not even attract crowds. So they have to bring in a new personality to try and gain some traction. Yesterday, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, supposedly the leader of the Congress, we don't know now who really is, but made a comment that in the NDA regime, 20,000 or 22,000 people died due to terrorism. And he made an allegation that 22,000 people will die if Mr. Modi comes into power. Now, nothing can be more blasphemous than that. Nothing can be more venomous than that. I think they are so flustered, they have lost on issues that they have to make such falsehoods and try and scare the people, try and divide the people. Other than that, the Congress has no agenda to offer to the people of India.
Mr. Rajiv Shukla, would you also agree with Mr. Piyush Goyal on the simple point that this started off by being a Narendra Modi versus Rahul Gandhi election? You wanted to take issues like RTI, like Narega to the people, but somewhere that's got washed out, and in fact it's got washed out simply because Priyanka Gandhi has come to the stage. She's only campaigning in Amethi and Raebareli, but she's washed out Rahul Gandhi from the campaign completely. Is that something that bothers the Congress party?
You know, I mean, Navika, you must have seen in other elections also that Priyanka Gandhi always goes to Amethi and Raebareli to campaign. I mean, the entire media, they also reach to the Amethi and Raebareli, and if they want to give her some coverage, how can she prevent it? So if media is giving coverage to her, it's up to the media. So why, unnecessarily it should be, termed as if Congress has planned a strategy by which Priyanka Gandhi has been sent to Amethi and Raebareli
more than Rahul has.
I mean, Rahul Gandhi is also hogging the limelight. She is also hogging the limelight. Similarly, Narendra Modi is also hogging the limelight. I mean, the BJP spokesman, if he is saying only Narendra Modi is drawing crowd, only Narendra Modi is being projected, is something wrong. Priyanka Gandhi, the moment she only
we're talking about Priyanka versus Rahul. Priyanka is getting more attention than Rahul is, and that's somewhere showing the miscalculation of the Congress campaign strategy.
No, you cannot draw the parallel, you cannot compare it, because Rahul Gandhi has been all through in media throughout the year. Now she has gone for few days to campaign there, and media is giving more coverage to her. I mean, more than Narendra Modi. So that does not mean that you should draw parallels amongst all of them. So it's not the case. Secondly, as far as this Rahul Gandhi's speech is concerned, He mentioned Manrega, he mentioned RTI, he mentioned Lokpal, he mentioned number of other steps which had been taken by the UP government. At the same time, on terrorism issues, since Mr. Modi was going around claiming that he is the one who can stop terrorism, this is what he said, that during NDA regime, 22,000 people were killed. And he said Parliament was attacked, Raghunath Mandir was attacked. And same
I hold
people,
you responsible for that
people,
statement.
Same people who had been released during his regime, who had
Piyush
been
is rebutting you. Piyush is rebutting you.
with folded hand.
I am
Indian
holding
ministers,
an honourable minister
sir.
of the government
With
responsible for this
Of
statement.
course.
I would like him to prove this statement.
It's all in the record.
Otherwise,
it's
resign
all
from
in the
public
record.
life.
You need to prove it. I'm openly saying on television channel.
So show us the record, otherwise offer to resign
let me complete.
and leave public life. Mr. Rahul Gandhi and you, Shukla ji, should be accountable for such a false allegation.
I am further alleging. Not only that, they surrendered before, that government surrendered before terrorists. They took, hostages with money to Kandahar with folded hands. Their ministers, they handed over the terrorists to Jaish-e Mohammed people. They handed over money to Taliban, and after that, the same outfit, Parliament was attacked.
I would like to ask Mr. Rahul Gandhi and my friend Mr. Rajiv Shukla to place on record before the media and the people of India where those 22,000 people are supposed to have died. Where are those numbers which show that 800 have died under the Congress regime? We have all seen the mismanagement of internal security under them. We saw what happened in Mumbai when the terrorists held Mumbai to ransom for 72 hours. Where was the Congress Vice President that evening when the terrorists were holding all the Mumbaikars to ransom? Where was this government? What was the Defence Minister doing? What was the Prime Minister doing? We would like to know from them where they get these fanciful statistics. Put it on before the people. Otherwise, apologize to the people for the falsehood.
Hold your thoughts, Piyush Goyal and Rajiv Shukla. This is getting extremely interesting. This is getting extremely interesting. We'll slip into a short break, and when we come back, we'll discuss the allegations and the counter allegations between the BJP and the Congress on the issue of internal security, which has got such a heated debate started between both the representatives from both these parties.